Today we are looking at the Garden of Gethsemane, that part of the Passion Week in the lead up to Easter Sunday. And I don't know about you, but I find this one of the toughest passages to read when we are reading the accounts of Jesus. And even in my preparation, I was reading Luke's Gospel, and it talks about how Jesus was in such anguish that he is sweating drops of blood. Luke's Gospel is the only Gospel that mentions this. And that is an actual medical condition where the body is under extreme pressure, extreme stress, that blood will come to the surface. And I've spoken to many people that have been to the Garden of Gethsemane, and they've said that when they've been there, there's just a silence about the place where people stand and they remember that these were the very last free moments that Jesus had before he was arrested. And I don't know about you, but when I read the passage of the Garden of Gethsemane, I am so reminded of Jesus' humanity. We know that he is fully God, but he was also fully human. And so that we see the wrestle that he has, where he's crying out to his Father and saying, do I have to go through this? And then he wrestles a little bit more and he prays a little bit more, and then he says, not my will, but your will be done. And church, I just want to encourage you, as we prepare for Easter Sunday, let's remember, that Jesus made the choice, that Jesus obeyed his Father. Why? Because he knew that all of humanity required him to. He knew that there was no other way that humanity could ever be restored to the Father except through the price of him going to that cross for you and for me. He knew that he would be separated from his Father as he took the weight of our sin and took the weight of the world and all of its wrong, as he took that all upon him, that he would be separated from God, and yet he made the choice to obey and to follow and to submit to God. And I just want to encourage you, that as we lead up to Easter Sunday, and we know that the victory is coming, but make sure today you take some time to remember and to pause and to reflect and to bring your worship before him, because he truly did pay a price for us, and we thank him for that. And even in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus could have gone on his own, and yet he chooses to take the disciples, and he's showing us, even in times of immense stress, even in times of immense struggle, that actually we still need one another. We need each other. We can't go through things, and we shouldn't go through things on our own. That he's also teaching us in those times of immense stress and struggle to pray, to be vigilant, to not allow our flesh and our own nature to take over, but actually to keep submitting ourselves to God, keep submitting to his will and his direction, because he will always come through. And what I love about this passage is that we know, don't we, in Hebrews 12, where it talks about, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross and its shame, and he's now seated at the right hand of the Father. And I want to encourage you, whatever you are going through, maybe right now, your family, your work colleagues, I want to encourage you, that when we pray, when we trust God, when we keep our hands surrendered to him, he will always work things out for good. There is always going to be joy ahead of us. There is always promises of hope and a future, not to harm us. And I want to encourage you today, fix your eyes on Jesus. Remember who he is. Remember what he's done. Remember what he goes on to do. And he will do that over your life.